You ever notice how a younger woman looks at you? Not like the others, but with that subtle spark in her eyes that lingers a second too long? It's that kind of glance that feels innocent on the surface but says 1,000 unspoken words underneath. Most older men miss it completely. They assume she's just being polite, friendly, or playful, but in truth, she's quietly showing interest in a way that only a man who truly understands female psychology would recognize. And if you've ever walked away from a moment like that wondering, was she into me or am I just imagining it? This video is for you. See, attraction between an older man and a younger woman works on a deeper psychological level. It's not just about looks or confidence, it's about energy. The quiet strength you carry, the maturity in your silence, the unspoken dominance that makes her feel both safe and curious. A younger woman often won't come out and confess her interest directly because society teaches her to hide it. So instead, she lets it slip through body language, through how she reacts when you're near, or even through the way she tries not to care, but can't help it. Picture this. You're at a coffee shop, maybe reading something, or just lost in your own thoughts. She walks by, glances once, then again, pretending she's looking for a seat. She picks a spot near you, not right next to you, but close enough that she can hear your voice if you talk to someone. When you catch her eye, she quickly looks away, maybe even smiles faintly. To the untrained eye, it's nothing. But to a man who understands psychology, it's everything. Because attraction, especially from a younger woman to an older man, is rarely loud. It's subtle, cautious, and deeply emotional. Here's what most older men get wrong. They think younger women are only drawn to youthful energy, flashy confidence, or social attention. But the truth is, what actually attracts them is your calm, your grounded presence, the way you don't rush to impress her because you don't need to. You carry a quiet authority that most younger guys haven't developed yet, and that difference doesn't just attract her, it intrigues her. She feels something she can't quite explain. A mix of comfort, curiosity, and excitement. That's the psychological spark that starts everything. Now, here's where it gets interesting. When a younger woman secretly likes you, she'll often disguise it under layers of shyness or playful teasing. She'll make small talk but won't look at you too long. She might even mention her friends or talk about dating casually, just to gauge your reaction. But deep down, she's observing you and how you speak, how you respond, whether you're emotionally steady or easily swayed. Because a younger woman isn't just attracted to your age, she's attracted to the emotional power that comes with it. And that's what most men never notice. She's not testing your wallet or your charm. She's testing your calm. The way you handle her energy without losing your center. The way you make her feel seen without chasing her. That's where attraction grows. In the moments where she realizes you're not trying to win her over, yet she can't stop thinking about you. So, if you've ever felt like a younger woman was drawn to you but you weren't sure why, understand this, her signals aren't loud, but they're real. And once you learn to recognize them, you'll start to see that those little moments, the glances, the tone in her voice, the nervous smile, are her way of saying, I see something in you I can't ignore. Here's the thing most older men underestimate, none. When a younger woman is drawn to you, her attraction isn't surface level. It's not just curiosity about your age or confidence. It's emotional gravity. She feels pulled toward your calmness, your presence, your quiet certainty in who you are. And that pull confuses her because she's not used to it. She's used to attention that's loud, desperate, or too eager. But when she meets a man who makes her feel something without even trying, it stirs something deep inside her. That's where the real desire begins. You'll often notice it in her small reactions. Maybe she fidgets when you talk to her, twisting a strand of her hair, lightly touching her lips, or adjusting her clothes even when there's no reason to. Those are subtle body language cues, unconscious signs of attraction. When a woman is drawn to you but trying to keep it hidden, her body betrays her. Her pupils may dilate slightly when you lock eyes. Her breathing slows when you lean in just a little. She'll mirror your gestures without realizing it, matching your tone, your pace, your energy. These micro signals are her body's way of syncing with yours, a psychological sign that she's emotionally and physically tuned into you. And it's not just what she does around you, but how she acts when you're not paying attention. A younger woman who secretly likes an older man might become unusually quiet when you enter the room. Not because she's disinterested, but because she suddenly becomes aware of herself. Her brain switches into observation mode. She studies your every move, how you talk, how you sit, how you react to others. She's trying to decode what kind of man you are. Is he the type who needs attention, or the kind who commands it without effort? That question determines whether her interest turns into attraction or fades into admiration. You see, for a younger woman, attraction toward an older man often starts as curiosity, but it grows into fascination when she feels something she hasn't felt before: safety. You don't rush, you don't push, you don't need to prove anything. That stability makes her nervous at first, but it also draws her closer. She starts imagining what it would be like to be with someone who doesn't play games, who doesn't need validation. That's the psychological shift, the moment when attraction transforms from a crush into genuine emotional connection. But here's the twist. She'll rarely show it directly. Instead, she'll create opportunities for proximity. Maybe she finds reasons to be around you, asks for your advice, or casually shares personal things she doesn't tell others. That's not random. That's her way of building emotional intimacy without risking rejection. When a younger woman feels something for you, she often tests the waters emotionally before making any move physically. She'll want to see if you treat her like everyone else, or if you notice the quiet effort she's putting into being close to you. And that's where most older men miss the signs, not because they're blind, but because they doubt themselves. They think, why would she like me? She could have anyone her age. But attraction isn't logical, it's psychological. A younger woman might crave your grounded energy precisely because the men her age don't have it. You represent something rare: emotional certainty. That's what her instincts respond to, even if she can't explain why. So when you notice her lingering glances, her small laughter at things you say, or the way she subtly tries to get your attention, don't dismiss it. She's revealing what she's trying so hard to hide, that she's drawn to the man who doesn't chase her, but somehow still captivates her. Now, here's where things start to get deeper, because once a younger woman feels emotionally drawn to you, her behavior changes in ways that go far beyond what most men notice. It's subtle, almost invisible if you're not paying attention. She begins to show signs of nervous confidence. That mix of wanting to impress you but not wanting to look like she's trying. You'll see it in the little ways she adjusts her tone when she speaks to you, the way her laughter softens around you, or how her eyes search your face as if she's trying to read your thoughts. She becomes hyper-aware of how she appears in your presence, not out of vanity, but out of emotional investment. You might catch her doing small, almost innocent things, like complimenting something about you that's not obvious. Maybe she says she likes your voice, or the way you stay calm no matter what. Those aren't random compliments, they're emotional signals. She's highlighting traits that make her feel something inside. Women rarely compliment traits that don't emotionally move them. When she praises your patience, your maturity, or your thoughtfulness, she's really saying, you make me feel safe in ways I don't fully understand. That's not flirtation. That's attachment trying to form. And here's the psychological truth. Younger women who are drawn to older men often experience inner conflict. They know they're not supposed to feel that way. Society tells them it's strange that they should date people their own age. But attraction doesn't ask for permission. It's instinctive. What she's feeling is the magnetic pull toward emotional safety, something her subconscious recognizes in you. She might even fight it at first, convincing herself that she's just inspired by you or that she admires your wisdom. But then she catches herself thinking about you at random times, remembering how your voice sounded when you spoke, or how steady your presence felt when she was near. That's when she realizes it's not just admiration anymore, as it's desire wrapped in emotional comfort. You can often see it when she tries to make casual physical contact, brushing your arm as she laughs, standing close enough to feel your presence, or giving you hugs that last slightly longer than they should. Touch is a powerful psychological cue. It's how women test emotional closeness. She's not just touching you, she's observing how you respond. If you stay calm, grounded, and don't overreact, she feels even more drawn to you. You become the emotional anchor she didn't know she needed. But here's the most revealing sign. She begins to open up emotionally. She starts talking about personal things, her fears, her dreams, her insecurities. That's not a friend-to-friend conversation anymore. That's emotional vulnerability, which only happens when she trusts you deeply. It's one of the strongest indicators of hidden attraction. Because for women, emotional connection always precedes physical desire. When she starts letting you into her inner world, it's because she feels something she can't suppress anymore. And yet, even with all these signs, she'll still act like it's nothing. She'll laugh it off, change topics, or pretend she doesn't notice how your presence affects her, but you'll feel it. There's a tension, unspoken but undeniable. That's the psychology of silent attraction. The energy between you becomes heavier, slower, more magnetic. She's no longer just looking at you, she's feeling you. And this is where everything can change. Because how you respond in those moments determines whether her attraction deepens or fades away. This is the moment that separates ordinary men from the ones who truly understand women on a psychological level. Because once a younger woman starts showing emotional openness, your reaction becomes everything. If you rush it, you break the tension. If you ignore it, she feels rejected. But if you handle it with calm awareness, if you let the connection breathe, that's when her feelings begin to grow stronger than even she expected. You see, she's not drawn to you because you're older. She's drawn to how you make her feel seen without her having to explain herself. That's a rare experience for a younger woman in a world full of noise and shallow attention. What you have to understand is that her attraction lives in the space between your restraint and her curiosity. When you don't chase, when you don't try to convince her of your worth, she feels your quiet strength. That's the kind of masculine energy that unsettles her and excites her at the same time. Most younger men come with intensity, fast texts, constant validation, too much need. You come with silence, stability, and presence. And that difference changes everything. It makes her feel emotions she can't control. She starts wondering what it would be like to be close to you, to be held by a man who doesn't need her, but still wants her. That's not attraction anymore. That's fascination. But the signs become even more psychological here. She'll start seeking reassurance from you in indirect ways. She'll ask subtle questions like, "Do you think age really matters?" Or, "Have you ever dated someone younger?" Those aren't casual questions. That's her subconscious, trying to see if it's safe to express what she's feeling. When she starts bringing up the topic of attraction, relationships, or emotional compatibility, she's opening a door for you to understand her feelings without her saying it directly. Women rarely risk emotional exposure unless they sense emotional maturity on the other side. And sometimes she'll go in the opposite direction. She'll act distant, even slightly cold. That's not disinterest. That's emotional self-protection. When she realizes her feelings are getting deeper, she might pull back to see if you'll notice. She wants to know if your calmness means indifference or depth. That's the feminine test of emotional presence. Can you stay grounded even when she becomes unpredictable? Because when you can, she feels something powerful. Safety within intensity. Here's the psychology behind it. Wow. When a woman, especially a younger one, feels safe in the presence of a man she desires, her attraction multiplies. It's not safety from harm, but safety from pressure. She knows she can be herself around you without fear of being judged or rushed. That's when her guard begins to drop completely. You'll notice her voice soften, her eyes linger longer, her laughter become more genuine. Those are signs that the emotional wall is gone. She's not playing anymore, she's feeling. And that's where you must move carefully. Because the more she feels, the more she'll want to understand why she feels it. She might try to rationalize it away, telling herself it's just admiration or curiosity. But the truth is, deep down, she's already imagining you. Imagining what it would be like to be close to you, to be chosen by you, to feel that steady energy around her every day. That's the emotional imprint you leave without even trying. It's not your words that make her want you. It's your emotional control. And once she senses that your calmness isn't distance but depth, she starts to fall, quietly, unexpectedly, and often without knowing how it happened. Now here's where things reach the point of no return, where her attraction stops being curiosity and turns into emotional longing. When a younger woman truly starts liking an older man, her energy changes completely. She doesn't even need to say a word. You can feel it in the air around her. Her presence becomes softer when she's near you, almost as if she's subconsciously trying to match your rhythm. She slows down her speech, her movements, her tone. It's not something she plans, it's her psychology adapting to yours. Because deep inside, she's no longer just observing you, she's syncing with you. This is when she starts doing small, thoughtful things that seem harmless on the surface but reveal how deeply she's invested. Maybe she remembers something you said in passing, your favorite coffee, a story about your work, or a habit you mentioned weeks ago, and she brings it up later as if it just came to mind. That's not coincidence. That's emotional memory. Her mind recording details about you because you've become emotionally significant. When a woman starts collecting details about your life, she's not just listening, she's attaching. You might also notice her getting slightly territorial in ways she doesn't intend to show. She'll subtly pay attention to the women around you, or her mood might shift if you give another woman too much attention. She may try to hide it behind humor or sarcasm, but her body language gives her away. Crossed arms, quiet glances, a change in tone. That's her subconscious trying to protect what she feels. Jealousy in this context isn't about control, it's about emotional exposure. It's her mind's way of saying, he matters to me more than I expected. And here's what's really powerful, Aikald. During this stage, her imagination begins to fill in the blanks. She starts imagining what kind of man you are in private moments, how you'd treat her if she were yours, what your life might look like together. This isn't fantasy, it's emotional projection. The female brain connects imagination with attraction. Once she starts mentally picturing you in her life, even in subtle ways, that's when her feelings deepen into genuine desire. She's no longer thinking about you as that older guy I like. You've become the emotional standard by which she unconsciously compares every other man. But here's the mistake most men make at this stage. They try to confirm her attraction instead of allowing it to mature. They'll ask, "Do you like me? Or am I imagining something between us?" But when you verbalize it too early, you strip away the tension. And tension is what makes her feelings grow. The key is to let her come to that realization on her own. Keep your composure. Keep being you. Don't give her more attention than she earns, and don't pull away in fear. Just stay steady. That steadiness is your advantage. It's what keeps her drawn to you even when she doesn't understand why. And here's the deeper truth. The more she feels seen and emotionally safe around you, the more she begins to trust her own desire. That's rare, because for many women, especially younger ones, desire often feels confusing, like something to hide or suppress. But when she's with you, it feels natural. That's the ultimate attraction. When she realizes her emotions don't scare her anymore, because they feel calm, not chaotic. You've given her emotional permission to feel desire without guilt. That's when she starts acting differently. She seeks more of your time. Her texts come faster. Her laughter gets warmer. And even in silence, she feels close to you. That's not infatuation anymore, that's emotional bonding. And yet, even now, most men fail to notice that the game has already shifted. She's no longer wondering if she likes you, and she's wondering if you feel it too. When she looks at you in that way, not just a glance but a pause, her pupils slightly widen and her body unconsciously turns toward you. She's not doing this intentionally. It's her biology expressing interest before her mind even processes it. Her eyes soften, her blinking slows, and sometimes you'll notice her gaze drops to your lips and back up again. That's a silent sign of desire. Women communicate emotional connection through the eyes far more than men do. When she holds eye contact longer than normal, especially during a quiet moment, it's her way of saying she feels safe with you, drawn to you, maybe even captivated by you. And if she quickly looks away, smiling shyly afterward, that's not rejection. That's vulnerability. It means her emotions got stronger than she expected. Her eyes become storytellers of what words can't express. Admiration, curiosity, longing. When a woman truly feels something for you, she won't always say it, but her eyes will whisper it all.